Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So this is kind of a continuation of my previous video. I'm now in my shade garden. One, it's a little bit more comfortable, it's shaded, there's a nice breeze, and two, let me turn you around. So there's a few things I need to do out here. One, I need to probably cut this rose back. Even though it is green, I'm gonna cut it back probably a third of the way. Although it's not necessary, I'm going to cut back these ferns, and if you remember, I planted two more Tennessee ostrich ferns on the side, and then with the caladiums, but I'm not sure if they're going to come up, but I do have some hostas coming up already. See, that's the Empress Woo, so that's exciting. Two, I'm going to these Pieris, I have struggled with them ever since I've planted them. They all kind of look like this. I've cut back and cut back and cut back. So I think I'm going to, instead of making that like an anchor plant and plant around that, I think I'm going to remove that because I have a plan for this area. Will be in a little bit later video. And I think I'm going to take this one up. Maybe I'm just going to, because see, it's brown over here, so I'm just going to check the and it's in shade, it has the light requirements. I've been hitting it with chelated iron, everything. I'm going to spray it with maybe some copper fungicide, see if it's like a pest issue, but I'm going to dig it up and see what the root situation is looking at. I have to troubleshoot and see what's going on with that. So and then I'm going to put them back in the ground, hit them with some fertilizer, trying to make them happy. I don't know. So that is on the agenda. This is all my crimson clover. I love it. And if you can see, the other parts of my yard is rampant with weeds, and this bed not so much. So it did what it was supposed to do. My hellebore is still looking great, even though now it's kind of looking a little sad. We've had some rain and a lot of wind here lately, so I'm just going to kind of rework this area. And let's go to the front yard real fast and let me show you. So everybody fails at something, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself. These were my Pillow Talk gardenias, and although I would love them here for them to thrive, one died. This one I don't think is long for the world. I'm going to kind of see. I might try to salvage these two. They do like part sun to shade. They at least get like 4 to 6 hours of sun. Well, this is west facing, and I think what ultimately got them was they are winter tender here, even though they're zone 7 through 10. I think the cold kind of got the best of them. So I'm gonna remove them all actually from here, and then maybe transplant the other two in my shade garden. So let's do that. Now this one's trying to put out some green leaves, so I'm going to keep this one. Okie dokie. So it's a little messy right there, but I pulled them all out. That one was dead. These three, the roots were fine. These two especially, they were, I guess they were a little bit more protected. They were actually putting on new green leaves. So I'm going to try to keep them all, and then I haven't really decided what I'm going to plant here. I might do my calla lilies. I think that would be really pretty right there. So anyway, let's go to the side, and I want to dig up this Pieris, or both of them, and just see what is going on with the root situation, because it's a fairly new plant. Even though it is putting on some new growth, this would be the time that it's flowering and But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too fond of it right now. So I'm gonna uproot these and see what's going on. Yeah, that was just not well rooted at all. Wow, I think when I planted it, it was a lot more, the root ball was a lot bigger. Oh, that just snapped off. Huh. So, I'm not sure what is going on. Ooh, and then has some roots. What is that? So if you can see, there's white. I don't know if it's too much water. So it's like white roots. These look fine down here, I suppose. But see up here? White roots. I'm gonna look that up and see what that means. Okay, let's dig this other one up too. Okay, this one is a little bit more rooted. But, oh, and this one is actually, I didn't notice. This one's blooming a little bit. I'll show you what it looks like. Pretty. Yay. Okay, so this one is in a little bit better area. But here are the little white blooms. Oh, how cute. But it should be full of them. So, and these leaves, brown, I'm not sure. So, oh, there's a snail, tons of earthworms. So I'm not quite sure what would be going on with this. And see more white roots and brown. So let me see if they're, I guess they're supposed to be, is that like deadening or something? Okay, let me look it up and see what it says. Pull this weed out and see what it needs. Maybe I'm not giving it the proper amendments, sun. So let me see what's going on. All right, so I did a little bit of DD, some due diligence. So I think what has been keeping it alive was the chelated iron. I looked it up, and the Pieris like acidic soil from 5.5 to 6.5. Well, if you remember, I've been actually treating it with lime, which is alkaline. So I think that's what is going on. If I had a pH tester, I would do that. But if I were to guess, it's probably the pH, because I checked the moisture of the soil and it seems to be damp. Of course, we just got some rain. I don't think it's a watering issue. I think it's just kind of like how I felt at the blueberries. I think they just like acidic soil. So I'm going to go ahead and get my soil acidifier, the one that I use for the hydrangeas, to turn them blue and really kind of amend the soil really well, cut off all the dead of the Pieris and see if they'll do a little bit better. So I think that was the issue. The white, they can be tan or white. I think the white is actually new roots growing out. So that's fine. So other than that, and we are seeing some blooms on one. And so I'm going to move them both over here though. I'm not going to put it in that same spot just because I think it will make a little bit more sense that they're kind of going to be grouped together. That way it maybe will become one big one instead of two smaller ones, that way, because I try to do odd numbers, you know, like 1, 3, 5, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and get my soil acidifier, amend the soil, and put them in the ground. Okay, so I got the soil acidifier, and this is what I use. It's the Svoma organic soil acidifier, and it just lowers the soil pH. So that's exactly what I think that they need. So I'm gonna bring you over there and we can amend the soil, plant them back in the ground. All right, so I'm obviously going to have to rework this. I wasn't going to mulch this, but or I might have to add another layer of compost. But here are the 2 Pieris. I hit them with the soil acidifier and some biotone starter just because I am transplanting them. Now I'm going to water them in with some chelated iron. After that, they should be golden. They should be thriving. Okay, and here is what the chelated iron is. EDDHA iron chelate. And that is good for chlorosis or chlorotic. They have an iron deficiency if there's yellowing on the leaves. This is good treatment. All right, so next on the agenda, I'm going to use my little new pruners and cut this rose bush back about 1/3 of the way, and then I'm going to transplant these gardenias right here. All right, we got our beautiful gardenias in the ground, and I trimmed them up a lot. So see, they're still green, putting on some new growth, and I think they'll be just fine in this new spot. It's shaded. They're going to be a lot more happy. So let's go ahead and prune back probably 1/3 of this, and I'm not going to prune as much of this one, maybe like a 1/4 or something. It's a smaller rose to begin with, so let's do that. All right, let me show you the roses. You can't really tell on that one, but you definitely can tell on this one. So I did about 1/3 of it, and that way it will just have more blooms. And while I was over here, I cut those ferns back. And okay, I apologize if the audio is bad. My phone died, so that's why I couldn't film the very last bit of it. But let me show you what I did. So all I did was I top dressed this with some compost. I threw some biotone spoma starter, and I'm sorry if my audio is bad. I don't have my microphone. My phone died and I just didn't put it back. So anyway, so I planted gladiolicorns along the side and the back because they get kind of tall. And then from last year, if you remember, I harvested some calla lily bulbs. So I planted those like in a zigzag pattern, and they are orange. So I think that will be absolutely stunning. And then we'll come over here real fast. I believe I showed you everything, but I found this random rock in my garage, and I put it there. And I was like, well, I have a rock in every other garden, so why not this one? So there's that. So we got a lot done today. I feel very accomplished, and spring is right there. Can't wait to see the hummingbirds and for the gardenias to thrive, for the Pieris to thrive. And I have a few more tricks up my sleeves, and a few more surprises for the shade garden. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.